Greetings, my human friends. This again is Rudolf, the tall white alien, on the 20th of January 2026. This is an important date because 10 years ago I told you already that the Poleshift will begin, it began already years ago, but comes into full swing from the year 2026 onwards. Now, what do I mean with this? Some of you may say, yes, you are talking about it for years. I cannot feel any difference. Just because you don't feel a difference doesn't mean things are the same. Let me explain to you the news I have for you today. No human scientist knows about, no human scientist is able to explain to you, because the knowledge does not exist under you human beings. First of all, the simple part. The pole is shifting already for years. If you want to look it up, your human scientists are well aware of a constantly ongoing increasing speed of the magnetic pole shifting from the pole region over to Russia, to Siberia, and from there south. That's a fact you can find pretty much instantly on Google or anywhere else. I spoke about it 10 years ago when nobody else spoke about it, but that's besides the point. That's not important, that I was one of the first to make you aware of it. And this has also to do with what they call global warming, which is actually the reverse. We are going here on your planet into the opposite. It's going to be an ice age coming up, and that year for year you will feel a little bit more. Okay, this is the general information. But what do I really want to tell you? First of all, two things. In the moment when the magnetic pole is reaching Siberia, there will be, in the next year, 2, 3, a lot of weather patterns, a lot of catastrophic events in form of earthquakes, in form of any kind of weather pattern which are extreme, that when volcanoes break out, floods will come, and so on, has to do with the fact that the magnetic pole is reaching Siberia, because Siberia has the most fragile earth crust of all areas on planet Earth. The crust is thinner and most volatile in Siberia, which leads to terrible earthquakes, for example, in the region. This is a piece of information I give you now when you wonder what is going on with the weather. But even this is not why I am contacting you today. No. The real information I am going to give you is another one. As further the magnetic pole is moving away from the Western world, from the North Pole, from the Arctic area, which had an influence on North America, Canada, the United States, as further away the pole is going towards Asia, as more influence the magnetism, the electromagnetism has on the brain of humans. Natural, not only on the brain of humans, because if the magnetic pole is creating havoc under earth in the mineral system, so they break out and there will be volcanoes breaking out and earthquakes if minerals and stones are extremely affected from the magnetic pole. Plants, animals, and humans will be even more affected, and always have been. Now, as further away the magnetic pole moves from the Western Hemisphere over Siberia to the east, into China and Southeast Asia, as further away will the influence of the magnetic pole be on the mind of people. The centuries of the United States and the Western world, which has an extreme charge of electromagnetism from the pole and made the mind of people clearer, more powerful, charged the brain of people. As further away the pole goes, as duller, as dumber, as more tired the minds of man in the Western world will be. Who will profit? Naturally, you already thought of it, right? Southeast Asia, sure, the people in Siberia, Russia will profit from it as well, but there is a much less population as in Southeast Asia. China has 1.5 million, plus all the people around. They will get the full impact of the magnetic pole and the electromagnetism. The brain of these people will be charged and supercharged. They're already charged much, but not by the pole, by their natural DNA. Now imagine the magnetic pole is basically crawling up on them and giving them a supercharge. This is the future. The future is in Southeast Asia and China for the next 500 years. See, we think the tall white aliens think not in months and years, we think in hundreds of years. The pole is moving at about a speed of 40 to 50 miles per year. Now figure it out yourself. If with this speed the pole is going through Southeast Asia, how long this beautiful time of charged minds will last before it will enter the other side, starting from South America, which will then profit from the impact itself. The people of South America, Central America, and later on again North America will go through the same intensive charge of mind and will create beautiful things as they have done before. Think of the Mayas, the Aztecs, the North Americans, which is, think 100 years back, North America, 50 years back. What a powerful country. Now the minds fall into a long sleep. And this, the next few centuries, are the centuries of Asia. And all the beautiful technological and scientific advances you and probably me, who lives already 750 years or something, maybe I will be there, but you of course not. But your children's children will be there and enjoy a time which you will never dream of. You will never dream of what is coming up in the next 3, 5, 6, 700 years. But important for you right now is to understand that the big minds of Europe and the United States are slowly basically dumbing down, falling into a mental sleep, and you will see already the beginnings, and you saw it already, of Asia taking over. This you should not underestimate, because magnetism, I speak of it for years, is enormously important. And even sometimes I speak with human doctors and talk to them about the brain, how much electromagnetism this brain needs to function properly. And they tell me, this is not the case. Why electromagnetism? The ignorance of people is sometimes unbelievable. So, the message of today is simple. The magnetic pole is shifting away from the west into the east, and the west is going to fall into a sleep for centuries while the east is taking over. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching.